glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Electric fans and air conditioning systems are one's best friend during the warm days. But can the need to cool down go hand in hand with saving energy? Let's now have an exchange with Pete Ilagan, President of the National Association of Electricity Consumers for Reforms, or NASECORE. Mr. Ilagan, thank you so much for joining us. With yearly warnings of thin power supply during the summer season, how have our kababayans adapted to these energy challenges?
Well, it leaves us with no choice, Rico. And when there is a lack of supply, we have no alternative but to adjust, to just give in to that kind of situation where we are not given any choice at all, which should not be acceptable, because we have a system that has established well how we could move forward according to the vision of the Electric Power Industry Reform Act. You know, this yellow alert during summer season has become a vicious cycle that should not be acceptable to the Filipino people, because this is against the law. If we give in to what the government is saying, what the Department of Energy is saying, that we should conserve energy, it is a reflection, an admission of their failure in complying with the mandate of the law. The law simply says that it should ensure the quality, the reliable, and secured supply of electricity. When we start thinking of conserving energy by preventing wasteful usage, then it is envisioned that there is no sufficient supply of electricity, which is not in compliance with the provisions of the law. And we should not allow this vicious cycle, because this has a negative impact on our economy.
Yes.
I mean, a day or an hour of power interruption is very bad for the economy, and it contradicts our policy of inviting investors to propel our economy.
It's a
should
setback.
be not acceptable.
Yes, it is unacceptable, and it's a setback not only for the Filipino people but for the overall economy. And we just heard earlier former Energy Secretary Vince Perez saying that we have a shortfall in Luzon. And the government should really have forward planning, forward thinking of trying to make up for the shortfall, especially during the summer season. Mr. Ilagan.
Exactly, Rico. I mean, we were prepared for the restructuring of the power industry. We are very much prepared for all these requirements, such as the reserve power or replacement plans. We are prepared for that because these are well placed in our laws and even in DOE circulars under the Philippine Grid Code of the Philippines, under the Distribution Code of the Philippines. These are all provided for very clearly. So if we're having this yellow alert, it only means that these entities are not able to comply, and the Department of Energy is just sitting on its... These should be addressed. Circulars like the
but Mr. Ilagan,
circular issued by the DOE, they should be constantly addressing the growing and developing needs of the industry.
But Mr. Ilagan,
Like this research.
Mr. Ilagan, I'd like to jump in. 9 months into this Marcos administration, are we seeing them trying to address these power issues for the Filipino people?
Not yet. We are not yet seeing it. The fact alone that they are still saying that we should conserve energy, it is an admission that there is no solution yet. In other words, laws are not enforced strictly to benefit the consumers as promised by the Electric Power Industry Reform Act. That was the promise of the restructuring efforts of the industry. We will have a stable supply of electricity. When we say we will have reliable and stable, we should not be expecting yellow alerts. We should not be accepting yellow alerts, because this is contrary to the promise of the EPIRA.
All right, so what must we do? What must the people do? What are the actions being undertaken right now by NASECORE to tell the government that you're not serving the Filipino people?
We have not been short of that effort. In fact, we always write to the Department of Energy reminding them of their very own circular. Unfortunately, nobody is using their authority to ensure that these entities will comply to the extent of threatening them for the revocation of their
Okay.
franchise.
And
Because it's still a power of the government.
And Mr. Ilagan and Mr. Perez just mentioned earlier, it takes at least 20 years to at least build a new power facility. Is there something Filipinos can do in the short term in terms of energy conservation and efficiency while we're waiting for the government to act for us?
It's just enforcement of the law. There are many people, many businessmen who are very much willing to invest. The most important thing is to show these potential investors that there is a level playing field in the Philippine power industry. This is something that is being sought after by the investors. Is there a level playing field? Or is there one entity or one family that controls the power industry? Because if there is one or two families that controls the power industry, we cannot expect investment in the build-up of power plants. That's our main problem. We must have a level playing field.
Stop all the talking and act now. Thank you so much for this energy saving exchange, Pete Ilagan of NASECORE. And straight ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business. It's not only consumers, but also businesses that are called to promote energy conservation. We have an exchange with the Philippine Energy Efficiency Alliance next on CNN Philippines. News you can trust.